YouTube is full of disturbing content. Most of us are familiar with the recent infamous creepy videos, but what horrors can we find from the first few years after the site's creation? Today, we'll be taking a look at some forgotten horrors from the early days of YouTube, waiting to be uncovered. In the first few years after YouTube's beginning, the majority of the site was about as wholesome and honest as a site with the simple slogan, "Broadcast yourself," could get. For the most part, it was filled with people posting videos of their everyday lives and interests, not to cynically gain attention or generate ad revenue, but simply for the sake of sharing with others. A YouTube channel by the name of Boog731 is a near-perfect example of one of these older, innocent YouTube channels. Boog731 created his channel on December 22, 2009, and would post his first video the very same day, showing off his Halloween costume from that October. Around a year later, he posted his second video, a recording of himself playing World of Warcraft. His third video, however, was very different from his previous content. His third video was titled "My Stalker," a nearly 6-minute video that he had recorded shortly after being approached by a man that had followed him to his car. The man had apparently been following him for months before this video was recorded, and the entire video is narrated with on-screen captions that provide some context.
And wants to be friends with you.
Well, I don't want to be friends with you. I don't know how else to say it. But I'm plainly saying it to you. I don't want to be friends.
But why?
Because you make me uncomfortable. Because I don't want to be near you.
Well,
because you touch me, you talk to me, and I don't like it.
But what makes you uncomfortable?
You do. Your mere presence. You followed me to my car a lot. How does that not make me uncomfortable?
Well, well, reciprocate and ask me questions. And
I'm not interested. I was never interested.
Why?
Because I don't like you.
Why can't you expand your cultural diversity and why don't you give me a chance? No. Why don't you give me a chance? You know, we can be acquaintance. I can say hello once in a while.
Yes, but following me to my car is not saying hello once in a while.
But I can't help myself not following you. For some reason, I can't. Adam, I can't. I don't.
How about you try? You try real hard.
How?
Not follow me?
Maybe I'll say hello once in a while. Is that okay?
You can say hi, sure. Don't expect me to say anything back.
I don't expect anything back from you anymore. But I am still going to ride the same train you are. Because I can't help myself.
It's public transportation. I can't stop you from riding a train.
Yeah. Okay. But I will say hi to you once in a while. Okay.
The man is nothing short of completely infatuated and obsessed with the uploader. It's clear that he wants nothing to do with the man, who has seemingly created an entire fantasy in his head that the two of them are good friends, despite the uploader being pretty cold to the man because he was made very uncomfortable by him. And in one of the more chilling parts of the video, he directly states, "I can't help myself but following you for some reason." The video itself is creepy enough, but the context provided by the captions just make it all the more unnerving. The uploader explained that the man had mapped out his entire train schedule so that he could follow him, and even got his phone number at work, calling him multiple times a day. Despite all the creepy behavior, the video at least ended with the man tentatively agreeing to stop following the uploader before walking away. But as we'll learn, this agreement would not last for long. 1 week after the first video, a second video would be posted, titled "My Stalker on the Train," this time only being 29 seconds long, where the uploader would record himself being followed by the man after moving cars on the train.
And guess who's coming here?
The man follows him to his seat and sits down directly beside him. Given their earlier confrontation, encountering the man once again on the train is definitely alarming, but we can at least try to give him the benefit of the doubt. As they discussed in the first video, they both live around the same area and use the same public transportation, so it's not all that unusual that at some point they might end up on the same train car. But unfortunately, this would not just be a one-time coincidence. And shortly after the upload of this second video, a third video would be posted to the channel, titled, "My Stalker Follows Me."
And I have the train cars. And what do we see? Again, followed me to a different train car.
This time, the uploader was more prepared to catch the stalker on camera, angling the phone over his shoulder as he walks and catching the man directly following him from one train car to another, and finally, sitting down directly across from him. At this point, this is not a coincidence, and it's clear that the man has decided to continue following and stalking the uploader, using his train schedule as a way to track him down. Because of the continued stalking, the uploader devised a plan to cut down on the likelihood of the stalker being able to follow him. He decided that the next time the man attempted to follow him, he would wait until the 1-minute warning before the train departed the station to switch cars, hoping that he could possibly lose the stalker in between the warning and the departure. But this plan would ultimately not be successful, and the stalking would escalate even further, culminating in one unnerving final video, titled, "My Stalker Doesn't Get the Hint."
Remember to take all personal belongings. Thank you for riding Dark.
I'll just stay on the train track. And that's good. Get on. Stay on. Gerard, stay on the fucking train. Stop following me. Sit down and stop following me. Sit down and stop following me.
We're going.
Sit down.
We're going.
Sit down.
This time, the uploader decides to finally confront the stalker once and for all, and the conductor ends up intervening because their confrontation is delaying the train's departure.
Can you get him to stop following me, please?
Okay, somebody to get off the train and somebody to stay on. Why are you following him?
I don't know.
Okay, you want to wait for the next train? You holding the train up. Step off for a second, sir.
I'll go.
Well, come up here.
The man finally concedes to stay on a separate train car, and a sigh of relief washes over the uploader as he thanks the conductor for separating them, and he enters a different car.
Thank you. Thank you.
Until the man silently appears once again, and the video abruptly ends. This would be the very last video involving the stalker that Boog731 would ever post to YouTube. Ever since the two first met, the man just could not get himself to stop following the uploader. He was entirely obsessed with him, even telling him straight to his face that he just cannot help himself. After this series of videos gained some attention, the uploader would add a sentence to each of the video's descriptions, giving us a much-needed update to the entire situation. Thank you for all of the concerned and constructive comments and feedback on these stalker videos. These videos were recorded in 2011, and since then, this guy has disappeared. After bringing the police in on the matter, I think he got the hint and I was left alone. There are numerous other events that weirded me out, which aren't detailed in these videos, but I was lucky and was unscathed in all of my interactions. This is one of the eeriest series of videos that I've seen, just sitting there on an otherwise completely normal YouTube channel. Although the uploader came out unharmed, the videos are still incredibly unnerving, documenting the stalker's obsessive behavior and delusions. He had clearly created an entire fantasy in his head where the two of them were close friends, and when he's brought back to reality in confrontations by people like the conductor and the uploader himself, his responses are very cold and chilling. It's as if the man had walked through the scenario of them going on the train together so many times that when he was finally confronted, the series of events didn't align with his fantasy. And he says these strange and blunt remarks that just come off as a person completely removed from reality. Bug731 would go on to post his normal World of Warcraft content, never posting a video about the stalker again, and only rarely responding to a comment about him once in a while. Fortunately, the stalker has stopped pursuing him, but it's still unsettling that we'll never know what his true intentions were, if they were completely harmless or something more sinister. Regardless, this series of videos will remain one of the more unsettling, candid recordings to be uploaded to the site during its early days, documenting this mysterious man's strange behavior and unsettling obsession with the uploader. Some YouTube anomalies are unsettling because of the sprawling rabbit holes they send you down, with disturbing storylines or real-world crimes attached to them. However, some others get their disturbing quality simply from how unexplainable they are. ceeceelemon is a Japanese YouTube channel that was created on February 26, 2008. Their 28 videos all follow a similar creepy format. The uploader wears different masks and poses for the camera, usually with an unsettling blank stare. But simply explaining the content of these videos doesn't do them justice to how actually creepy they are, so it might just be better to show them by themselves. This is what nearly every video they ever posted was like. They never revealed their face or spoke in any of their videos. They just stayed completely silent as they showcased their collection of disturbing masks and wigs. They posted these terrifying videos from 2008 to late 2010 when they posted their final video, ominously titled Small Melancholy, with an equally ominous description that simply reads, "Nothing," where they disturbingly stare blankly ahead beyond the camera in a mask and wig for 1 minute and 23 seconds. This is the very last video they ever posted to the site, and luckily, they don't currently show any signs of returning. Hopefully you guys share the same opinion and it's not just me that's horrified of these videos, because this is honestly some of the most unsettling content that I think I've ever seen in my life. It's a perfect mixture of the uncanny valley, low-quality recordings, ominous video titles, and eerie silence filling nearly every video that makes these videos absolutely terrifying to me. But let me know what you guys think. The true identity of this person and the intentions of this channel, whether it's an art project, strange fetish content, or the work of a deranged person, are unknown. As is the case with many creepy internet oddities such as this one, many commenters have speculated that this channel must be the work of a murderer or some kind of violent criminal or serial killer. But that seems pretty unlikely. I think it's either someone making strange and unsettling content just for the sake of it, or some other weird fetish that I can't explain. Regardless, this channel is incredibly creepy, and it makes me wonder how many more inactive channels with equally strange and creepy videos are just sitting there, waiting to be discovered. Skarnz is a YouTube channel that was created on July 6, 2006 by a then 19-year-old from the United Kingdom named Sean Skarnz. The channel is 9 videos, and his first few uploads were pretty innocuous, being a short video of him playing with a puppet squirrel and clips from animated TV shows that he enjoyed. Shortly after, however, he tried out a different content style that was not nearly as inoffensive as his first 3 uploads. Sean started creating rant videos, where he filmed himself staring directly into the camera and ranting about various topics while rambling and stuttering obscenities.
I like to finger gingerbread men.
Sean's rant videos are incredibly crude and vulgar. His first rant, being 2.5 minutes long, is filled with him saying obscenities and singing jingles about how he wants to gruesomely murder and torture people, as well as how he wants to violate animals. His first rant video was so graphic, in fact, that YouTube would flat out age restrict the entire video, determining that no one under the age of 18 should be able to even view it. While the rant videos that Sean produced are definitely shocking and bizarre, early YouTube and the internet were no stranger to edgelords and trolls that would say anything and everything for the sake of gaining attention and ruffling feathers. A viewer of Sean's channel might be initially shocked by his language and odd behavior, but like every other remnant from the old internet, it would quickly be forgotten as people moved on to other, more interesting things. That would be if it weren't for the disturbing actions that Sean would take outside of the platform. Shortly after the creation of Sean's YouTube videos, he would begin talking to another man online by the name of Christopher Monks, a 24-year-old from Chorley, Lancashire. They began chatting online about their shared interests like video games and spending time on the internet, and the two formed an online friendship. However, Christopher was a bit of a troubled individual that people close to him described as having, quote, difficulty separating fantasy from reality. And despite having a relatively stable home life, he had a rocky relationship with his parents. He felt that they were overprotective of him and treated him like a child. It was rare that Christopher would externalize his true feelings about his parents until he began chatting with Sean. Their online chats quickly devolved into Christopher venting about his parents, telling Sean that he saw his family as a disgrace and that he felt like he was trapped in a cage. Until one day, when Christopher decided that he wanted to do something about how he felt, and decided to make a plan with Sean. Christopher and Sean both began planning to end the lives of Christopher's parents, and Sean agreed to carry it out all by himself, but only under the condition that Christopher would allow him to bite his genitals off. They meticulously planned the entire thing until they decided to put a date to their plans and finally meet in person. In February 2009, Sean visited Christopher's home to play video games. They spent some time playing on the computer before Sean told Christopher's parents that he was going to catch a train home. Instead, he hid in a nearby park and waited for Christopher to text him, letting him know that the parents had fallen asleep and he could return to the house. Upon Sean's return, Christopher handed him a large kitchen knife. Sean made his way to the parents' bedroom, opened the door, and stared at Christopher's father. He walked towards him, just seconds away from carrying out his attack, when Christopher's father suddenly woke up and saw Sean standing there, knife in hand. A fight broke out between them, where Christopher's father was luckily able to successfully get the knife away from him, and both him and his wife were unharmed. It took a jury barely an hour of deliberation to find both Christopher and Sean guilty of conspiracy to murder, where they both argued that they were acting out a roleplay scenario rather than actually plotting to harm anybody. And surprisingly, Christopher's parents denied that he had any intention of having them murdered, and they both showed up to court supporting his defense through the entire thing. Christopher was sentenced to an indefinite hospital order, and Sean was given an indeterminate term with no release date. This is one of the more disturbing YouTube artifacts that I've come across. There's no way that anyone could have known what Sean was capable of based on just his YouTube videos alone, because at the end of the day, it did just appear as another internet edgelord saying vulgar stuff just to get some attention. But it would ultimately end up being a small part of a much more disturbing story. His bizarre rants about killing and torturing people were no longer just shitposts, and became an actual glimpse into what he was planning. Sean's actions that night, and this obscure channel with only 9 videos, is all he'll ever be remembered for. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more content like this in the future, it would mean a lot if you left a like and subscribe to the channel. You can join my Discord server if you want to get updates on future videos or just chat with other viewers, but that's gonna be all from me. See ya.